Hey guys, T-Bull here. Today I got a look at the Pensacola for you. We haven't looked at this ship for a while on the channel. Einstein on the screen here. This guy, quite valuable for this build, especially this ship. This ship has notoriously horrible turret traverse. Here we got a kind of a double turret traverse build. Einstein's base trait plus Ingenious. Significant reduction in turret traverse time. Still 27.7. At least I believe that's what it is. Last time I wrote down the stats. So that's still, longest at the tier on my builds. But that's down probably about 20 seconds from what it is otherwise. So if you don't have Einstein, I would strongly recommend Kincaid. And make sure you have Ingenious on there. That will help you out quite a bit. Here we got a game on Ring. Those of you that follow me on Twitter probably saw the results. I posted the results not for my game, even though we have a pretty good game ourselves. In fact, if you remove the win bonus, 50% to the XP, we actually get the highest score in the game. In terms of bling, check out the California on the other team here. He's going to get, well, we'll just stay tuned and we'll check it out at the end here. Pretty good game overall, though. Initially, my plan is to turn inward and kind of play behind these islands. But our Fubuki does drop the smoke here. Now, this isn't a play you see too often. A destroyer smoking up cruisers. Now, sometimes you see this at like really low tiers or AI. You used to see a lot of destroyers smoking right when the game was released. You don't see it too often anymore. I don't know if he was smoking us up or if he just hit the smoke button or whatever. I believe based on how he plays this sequence, he's relatively new. But it is actually a very nice play. As a destroyer player, I would very, very, very rarely smoke up one of my teammates just because often they won't even bother to use it. They'll just sail right through it, and then you're like, okay, what the heck? But if it's extremely strong in a division, and if you do have a teammate that will utilize it like we do attempt to do here, it's also a very strong play there. However, he does sail, he's kind of sailing into the ring, and that's going to cause him to drop spot here, which is going to cause problems for us. Now, what's going to happen is we're going to ping him and say, can you help us? And he actually does turn around, which is appreciated. The problem is he turns around and heads right into a Nuremberg, which it's a German cruiser, fast-firing German cruiser, and it's got German cruiser sonar. So not a good play to make. And we're going to ping him multiple times saying, get back, even though it'll probably be too late once he gets spotted here. We're going to do our best to keep him alive. We don't want to lose this destroyer. And we got the AP loaded for the Nuremberg there. Now, looking on the map, it's about a 45-degree angle. Keep in mind with the American cruisers, though, the heavy cruiser AP does have enhanced penetration angles. So ships that a lot of ships, when they're, like if we're in a German cruiser, for instance, and we shoot at that Nuremberg, probably going to get a lot of ricochets. But the Pensacola, no problem ripping it to shreds there. Unfortunately, we have followed up with another round of AP. Didn't quite finish them off. Now we go over to the HE, but it's not going to be fast enough. The Nuremberg gets some torpedoes off, finishes off the Fubuki. So, helpful performance overall. Very team-oriented thinking, which I really appreciate. Unfortunately, he just made a bit of a mistake turning into the enemy. You don't want to ever get that close to the enemy as a destroyer. But good job laying down the smoke for a teammate that was willing to use it, and also good job coming back and resuming spotting, which is kind of what we needed to do. Anyway, now we're kind of on our own here without destroyer support. You can see some of our guys from the middle are coming this way. We do have a destroyer that looks AFK in B, and then another destroyer down south. So you're going to see some kiting, some open water type play. We're going to try and be behind, well, there's a good reason why we're going to be behind these guys, because that's the first Hegon for the California of the game. Blows that cruiser up, but we would, this is not... Even though we got it spec'd out for traverse as much as possible, we've boosted. I mean, we could put steering gears on here. I do have prop mod still, so we can make it a little bit better for open water performance. But this is about as good as we can get it. We still can't be getting ripped, on the side. So we got to be focusing on angling a lot. So I want to make it easier on me by keeping some of my teammates in front of me as we're doing this. Keep an eye on the California's health here. Now, my question, and there's... Let me rewind here. He just blew up in New York. He got Dev Strike on that. That's a well-aimed shot on a battleship. I would say it's extremely hard to accidentally one-shot a battleship. If you don't know how to aim, if you're new to the game, if you're still learning a lot of stuff, it would be very hard to just randomly point at a battleship, pull the trigger, and blow them up like that. So at this point in time, I should have probably been respecting this guy a little bit more. But as I was about to say here, I've watched this replay back 2 or 3 times now with the focus on, should I have killed this California or not? My contention is I could have killed him here. We get him low, we get him set on fire multiple times. But there's going to be destroyers popping up on the map. You can see one directly to the south of me now. There's going to be broadside cruisers. According to the textbooks and all the theory, at least in my brain, you're directed to shoot these shots. We need to kill these destroyers when we're spotted in them. Broadside cruisers are able to be removed quicker than battleships, which is usually why they're higher elevated targets. They do potentially also have better DPM. But the California has given me signs. He's given me at least 2 Hegons that we should have said, okay, this guy's probably pretty good. So I kind of go back and forth in my mind, but I still think, watching how I've played this game, I think we played it pretty dang well. And I think the target selection is still sound. It's just unfortunate that this California goes on to do so much damage to our team. Because you'll see we pan over him multiple times, we engage him multiple times when there's not better shots to take. And he continues to be low health throughout basically the entirety of the match. So once the game's over, once you've seen how everything plays out, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Should we have focused fired the California, get him down, or should we have kind of played it either roughly how I played it, exactly how I played it? You let me know what you think, because this is one of those games I've really enjoyed going back and forth and analyzing it, kind of trying to dissect it in my mind. I'm still falling on the side of shoot the destroyers, shoot the cruisers, which is what I preach every day, and I try and live by. But the argument for killing the California is he's low, and anytime you can remove a big source of HP that can heal himself, like the California, that's a good opportunity to do so. Montecuccoli, not as dangerous offensively as a California. Certainly not to me. I can angle against the Montecuccoli. I can't really reliably angle against the California. We can minimize some of the damage, perhaps, to the Citadel, but he can still deal the damage, and eventually he'll be able to kill us if we're just kind of trading shots, across the map. So, but killing the destroyers, I'm still never going to say, all right, don't do that. Slow down the attack on the California. Still kill the destroyers whenever possible, because especially when we're in situations where they got 3 destroyers, we got 1, that's a huge advantage to that team. So if you can remove that advantage, we're going to go ahead and try and do so. Now, one of the reasons I like this game, at least from an entertainment perspective, is even though we're down on ships pretty much the entirety of the game, it's going to be almost at the end when the game is, out of reach. I'll probably point that out if I remember to, when I think it's probably unlikely. This could be one of those games where having some more time on the clock could have increased our odds, but I don't think so. I think we could have actually won on score if we played it just exactly right. I'll try and continue to point out what's going on there. We're turning away, though. The reason I'm making this really laborious long turn, in case you're wondering, is because the guns are still there. Even though we've buffed the turret traverse, it's still slow, and we want to help that turret traverse along by turning the entirety of the ship. Now you can see, though, on the map, I am broadside of that California. I'm very cognizant of that. I'm hoping, due to the fact that we're not being targeted, that is indeed the case. He's focused on something else. Looks like he's got the destroyer right by him for some unknown reason. So that's going to probably occupy his attention. Gives us enough time to take the Montecuccoli out. There's the Fubuki. They got 2 destroyers left still. They got 1 to the north. Or wait, no, they're both down here now. There's the T-22. That's the other one that we've been harassing. So we're landing these big shots, and that was, between a third and half of his health. I didn't see exactly where he was at before we hit him. Teammates pumping him full of damage as well, so, whenever you've got multiple teammates shooting at these destroyers and you're able to take them down, that's evening the odds quite a bit. Even though we still only have 2 ships, we got rid of the T-22. Fubuki's on the ropes. Why am I zooming in like a madman? I know that makes some people sick, but there's purpose to that. I'm judging how fast the ship is going because he is slowing down. He's about to go in a cloud. And I was doing it that rapidly there because he was about to disappear at any point in time, and I wanted my cursor roughly where I needed it to aim. So probably annoying to watch for some people, depending on what hertz your brain runs at and how smooth the the game runs according to your vision, but it's not just some weird, goofy thing that I do. Some people ask me sometimes in the comments, why do you keep doing that? It's nauseating. Anyway, California, once again, we got him extremely low. We got him on fire. I'm hoping he's in between damage cons and that burns him down. The order of how to win this game, you can see we're down, but we're within, roughly 100. So if we kill a battleship and a cruiser without losing a ship, we win. This guy's focusing on a full health New York. He blasts him for a huge chunk of his health, about 40%, give or take, 45% even. Nice shot, but the wrong target. Do that on the California, man. The California goes down. That's a 100-point swing. We kill the Grashby very quickly. That's roughly a 75, 80-point swing. I can't remember exactly what it is off the top of my head. But now we got a comfy lead. Let that New York go. He's going to be behind that island. He's zooming up to the north. He's going to be behind the island for probably the remainder of the game if he does that, making him irrelevant. And if we kill these two ships, now we swing the points, and now we win the game. Unfortunately, New York, being broadside to whatever ship it was, I think it was the California that popped him, he went down very quickly as well. So now we can't really win on score at this point in time. This is the point where I think the game is probably lost. I have to kill these guys. If we had 5 more minutes, if these were 20-minute matches, and I played it perfectly, I could maybe kill these guys. We got to kill the California first. We got to kill the Pensacola, and then, maybe get the New York, who's going to be about 2/3 of the health when he gets any heals off that he might have. So if he doesn't have any heals left, he'll be half health. Still extremely hard to do. We did take a wicked salvo from that California. And note, I was in the middle of a turn, like a hard turn. Now, I should have waited till I dropped spot there, because, he could sight me. But that's a very hard shot. I don't know if he got lucky or if it was extremely well aimed. Usually, if a ship is turning that hard, I will wait till they stop that turn before I'll shoot, just because your odds go way up. But regardless, he popped us really hard there, and at that point in time, it's going to be extremely, extremely hard to round this one off. So we did what we could here. I thought it was a pretty dang good game in the Pensacola. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, but wait till you see the scorecard here that this guy gets at the end. He gets 8 medals. 2 of them are Dev Strikes, so there's 7 individual medals that we know of. They run off the edge of the screen, so maybe he had even more medals that we don't know about, but I think it was 8 in total, which that's a lot of bling for any commander. So congratulations to the California on an outstanding game. There's the Kraken and 2 other medals, Fireproof and Dreadnought. Hopefully you guys did enjoy that. If you did, please hit the thumbs up. New to the channel, consider subscribing. Lots of World of Warships coming all the time. Questions, comments, leave them below. Love to hear from you guys, and we'll see y'all later. Peace.